man, it's just getting worse and worse for Ubisoft. And the crazy thing is, it's like, I love these studios. I love them because Ubisoft is known for Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell series, the Assassin's Creed series. And the crazy thing that has happened here is that they closed down another studio, laying off 185 employees as the company has financial troubles going towards Assassin's Creed Shadows. So if you guys do like the content, be sure to drop a like. And yeah, let's see what happens. All right, so Ubisoft, we all know, used to be like the beacon of light when it came to multiple titles, like I said, with Assassin's Creed, with Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six, and many other games. Just saying that, like, there's so much. But apparently there has been a lot of struggles, especially with failed game launches because of stuff that has been happening. Also internal controversies, strategic missteps, and I'm just gonna say, like, it looks like mismanaging of money and funds. That's what it seems like that is happening. So they just announced a few days ago, they announced that Ubisoft Leamington in UK, the UK based studio, has been closed. They announced its closure. They were acquired from Activision in 2017. They were known as Freestyle Games, and also they've employed around 50 dedicated professionals who worked on titles like Star Wars Outlaws, Skull and Bones, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, and Tom Clancy's Division 2, and Far Cry 5, which I will say with Division 2, I'm actually very surprised that game is still running. That game has been out for quite some time. Hold on, let me see how long it's been out. So yeah, I know I was in the military. So it came out when I got back from deployment, when I got back from Iraq, like that's when the game released and everything. And I still remember with this game, like it just burns a hole in my heart because I got invited from Ubisoft to go to E3. But thing is, I told them, they're like, oh, please respond to this email. And I said, I really want to go, but unfortunately I cannot. And they said, why not? I was like, because I'm deployed in Iraq right now. I would go so bad right now. If I could somehow take leave for like 3 days just to go to E3, because I think it was the very last E3 too. I would go showcase the game and play, because they said you get to play the game, we'll pay for your hotel, your flight, and everything like that. You will be good. You just got to say yes and we'll get you. And I was like, oh, I was so mad. But anyway, 50 people are gone for that one. The shutdown of the studio not only marks the end of the era for its employees, but also underscores the broader challenges Ubisoft faces in maintaining its diverse portfolio of games. So yeah, those that know in the gaming industry, that like you have one big umbrella, which is, we'll say Ubisoft, but then you have multiple studios that house different games. It's just how it is. Let's go with EA, for example, because I worked at EA. You have EA, the big old umbrella. They got FC, they got Madden and all of them, right? But then under that, you have Respawn. Respawn has Titanfall and has Apex Legends. And then you have BioWare that has Dragon Age, and you had Anthem and things like that. I'm just spewing out games. That's all I'm doing. Just spewing out those games. You didn't have to say good or bad. It's, you guys know what I mean. So, yeah. So having one of those go away, it's like having like part of your support for your foundation going away too. Like, is that piece breaking off? So they said the decision to close Ubisoft Leamington is part of a larger restructuring plan that will affect other Ubisoft offices, including in Dusseldorf, Stockholm, and Newcastle upon Tyne, home to Ubisoft's Reflections. Oof. So they said across these locations, a total of 185 employees will lose their jobs as the companies seek to reduce costs and prioritize projects that promise long-term stability. In an official statement to Eurogamer, Ubisoft has expressed deep regret over the impact on its workforce, emphasizing gratitude for their contributions and commitment to supporting them through this transition. Hopefully they get like severance packages or something like that while these people are being laid off. I'm just saying. Again, it does suck that people are losing their jobs, being laid off because of things that wasn't their fault of doing. They're simply making games and stuff. There are some people that were really trying to push certain things in video games. Yes, I understand that. But there are many people that are just genuine gamers that just want to make a great game. And what is happening is mismanaging of funds, going to certain IPs and titles because of the name of the title or like the status of it. Money is just getting funneled into that, but then it's not doing so hot and they don't care. So they keep funneling more money into it. And the games that do have potential are just get left in the dust. They're like, well, hey, you guys didn't generate anything because we didn't give you money or anything. So we're just going to shut you down. So yeah, it's just one of those crazy things that just happens. This wave of layoffs is a stark manifestation of Ubisoft's ongoing financial woes. Again, mismanaging funds. This is what happens. I don't care if you generate billions of dollars, you can still mismanage that money and you can still fall. The company's market capitalization has plummeted by approximately 85% since January 2021, falling from $12.17 billion to a mere $1.78 billion in January 2025. In 4 years, you lost that much money. And people are telling me about PlayStation saying, oh no, they got billions of dollars that they wouldn't be able to do this. I mean, if you lost what, $500 million with Concord, and they're going through some stuff too, which I will reveal in another video, but we're going to stay on Ubisoft. Okay. When you start seeing big declines in finances and in stocks, it gets, shareholders and stuff kind of worried. They're like, what's going on with the company that I invested millions, probably hundreds of millions, probably tens of millions of dollars into, right? Like you would want to figure out what the hell's going on, right? You're not generating any wealth back. So like what the hell's going on with the studio? So it seemed like it's at the point where they're starting to step in. I'm just saying. That's what it seems like. It seems like they're trying to step in with it. This dramatic decline reflects a loss of investor confidence and highlights the severe financial instability that Ubisoft now grapples with. The company's increasing debt, dwindling cash reserves, and poor game performance have created a perfect storm, leaving Ubisoft teetering on the brink of bankruptcy. Another thing is, I know they've been hiring consultant companies about with stories and narration and stuff like that. But the crazy thing is, it's like you have writers, you have storytellers. So why do you have to go to a consultant company and have them do it? Why outsource? Because that's a lot more money to outsource because they are contractors. They're saying there's nothing wrong with being a contractor. But if you have quite the rap sheet of not well-received games, that should be eye-opening or at least alarming. So now they said that the industry expert Joost van Drunen, I might have messed that up, founder of Superdata, has been vocal about Ubisoft's precarious position. He believes that Ubisoft is likely to go private and begin selling off its valuable assets piece by piece. He further suggests that the individual franchises, particularly Rainbow Six Siege, Assassin's Creed, might be more valuable separately than as part of a struggling conglomerate. And what was it? It was like companies like Tencent and other companies like that. I think somebody was telling me that Microsoft was possibly looking at them, but I'm like, Microsoft has some stuff on their hands as well that they might want to get aligned before they acquire Ubisoft. Just saying. So then they said that strategic missteps that led to Ubisoft's downfall are multifaceted. Yep. Recent game releases like Star Wars Outlaws have failed to meet market expectations, with pre-orders falling significantly short and sales figures remaining undisclosed, often a sign of poor performance. Yeah, there's a lot of people were playing Star Wars Outlaws. I still haven't even beat the game, but there was people that couldn't beat the game because there were actually showstoppers that would prevent them from actually getting through the game, like progressing through the game, which I was like, yeah, that's bad. Like that shouldn't be a thing in video games. I know Division 2 has that issue right now, or I think they probably did an update with it, but there was an issue with Division 2 where I couldn't finish Warlords of New York because there's a giant block that was covering the mission that I needed to enter, and the only way for you to proceed or to do the mission is you had to find somebody that already completed the mission. They join your party, they fast travel to the area, start the mission, you fast travel to them, and then start the mission and you play. It's a headache, but it is what it is. It says the decision to release Outlaws on Steam shortly after launch, diverging from the exclusive Ubisoft Connect platform strategy used for successful titles like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, indicates a lack of confidence in distribution channels and an inability to maintain strategic consistency. So here's the thing: what I was saying when it comes to these games, because they did it with X Defiant as well. Put them, like, if it's gonna be on PC, automatically what should be on your mind is put it on Steam. Now, If you want to get bonus rewards, anything like that, like, the Uplay coins, or I don't know what they call it now. I think it's just Ubisoft Connect reward coins. I don't know, or U coins, to get like cosmetics and stuff that you can get in their little shop and stuff by doing challenges. Implement that into Ubisoft Connect. Hey, you can play it on Steam if you want to and everything, which is totally fine. But if you want to earn like some coins and stuff, make a Ubisoft Connect account, play off of Ubisoft Connect, and you can earn these coins and you can get these cosmetics, which would be free. All it is going to cost you is your time. You're not putting money into it or anything. So that way it would be better for both worlds. That's all it had to be. So hopefully in the future, if they are still around, which I hope they will be, they learn their ways, hopefully they go with that strategy. So then the financial reports paint an even bleaker picture. Ubisoft's non-IFRS net debt surged from 1.1 billion euros, I think that's euros, and IFRS net debt reached 1.4 billion euros, up sharply from 880.8 million euros the previous year. Cash reserves have dwindled to 932 million euros, making it increasingly difficult for Ubisoft to manage its borrowing costs. So they're pretty much in the hole so bad that they can't receive any funds or anything like that. So now here's my question when it comes to Assassin's Creed Shadows, which they'll probably answer in this, but it's like, is this their last straw? Or if they're going to work on the next big game, are they going to have to put the company up for collateral or something? Because that's what it seems like. It seems like they're going to have to put up something for collateral. And if they don't achieve it, if they don't break even or make profit off of it, then it's like, well, there's the company, bye-bye. So the company's workforce, previously 18,666 strong, cost an estimated 746.6 million euros annually, a figure that is unsustainable amidst declining revenues and escalating debt. Yeah, management and organizational inefficiencies have only made things worse. The shutdown of Xify and the costly development of Skull and Bones, which they're still doing updates and developments on, I know that for sure, which has reportedly consumed between $650 and $850 million over a decade, highlight significant mismanagement and poor resource allocation. These projects have drained Ubisoft's financial reserves without delivering expected returns, leaving the company vulnerable and struggling to stay afloat. So again, it's just, looking at this, it just reminds me, it's just poor management of where the money is going. Again, I understand you have an IP that is very well known. I guess you'd say internationally well known with Star Wars, right? But that doesn't mean that all the money should go to that. Put it to new IPs too. Like, don't put all of it in the new IPs, but like put a good amount of it into IPs. So then they can get the resources for, to help, fix the game. And also when it's ready to go, get the marketing out there. So then people can see more about the game. Because the only way how Xify, and I know for sure, was receiving somewhat of marketing was the content creators themselves. Like us posting videos about the game, talking about the game, just playing the game, showing gameplay of it. Like that's how people were checking the game out and were like, oh, cool. And it was during a time when Call of Duty, like nothing was really going on in Modern Warfare 3. And people were still waiting until Black Ops 6 was coming out. So people were trying other games too. Adding to the turmoil, Ubisoft's intense focus on DEI initiatives has reportedly alienated a portion of its core fan base. While fostering an inclusive environment is crucial, emphasis without balancing other strategic priorities has led to disenchantment among loyal customers and investors alike. The cultural overreach has contributed to the erosion of Ubisoft's marketing confidence, further complicating its path to recovery. So I will say that when it comes to these things, I think what happens is when it comes to these games and with Ubisoft, hopefully they are something to learn from. Hopefully they're a lesson to learn from. People were going so like, I think it was tunnel vision. People were going tunnel vision into like this whole DEI thing where they forgot about the creativity. They forgot about what made the game so great and everything. And they were just so focused on it. So like laser focused on this DI thing. They just ignored everything else. Once it blew up in their faces, when people were like, I'm not buying this game. What is this game? And it got bad reviews and stuff. Then they're like, what happened? Why? Like why did this, why is our game not doing so well? and they're like blown, they're like surprised by it. But it's like, bro, like we've seen, we were talking about this before when the beta was out, when we saw gameplay of it, which is a whole nother thing too with Assassin's Creed Shadows. I will say this, they did a test showcasing the game, and there were some bugs in there, and people were like, yeah, this ain't ready. This is supposed to come out in March. Compounding these challenges are rumors that Tencent, in collaboration with Ubisoft's founding Guillemot family, I think I got that right, is considering splitting Ubisoft and using its assets to create a totally new venture. This potential restructuring would involve evaluating which assets to include and determining their respective values. However, given Ubisoft's current state as a shell of its former self, this move might not provide the lifeline the company desperately needs. Instead, Tencent, here we go, could find more value in acquiring Ubisoft's intellectual properties through a bankruptcy auction, leaving the company to declare bankruptcy without a sustainable path forward. I mean, yeah, wait until they go down to a certain price, and you should be like, all right, we'll buy your IP. We'll buy your IPs for this much money, for like a few $1 million, or a few million, 10 million probably, and let it go. It's crazy. The imminent release of Assassin's Creed Shadows delayed until March 20th in a move that reportedly cost the company millions. I don't think it's just millions. I think it's tens of millions, probably hundreds of millions. Serves as a critical juncture for Ubisoft. If the game fails to perform, it could be the final nail in the coffin for Ubisoft. Such a failure would likely trigger further layoffs and exacerbate the company's financial instability, potentially sealing its fate as it teeters on the brink of collapse. Yeah. In conclusion, Ubisoft's recent actions, shutting down studios, laying off hundreds of employees, and struggling with failed game releases are symptomatic of a company in deep crisis. The drastic decline in market capitalization, coupled with mounting debt and organizational inefficiencies, has left Ubisoft vulnerable to takeover and potential bankruptcy. So, what I think about this whole thing is this: what they're gonna need to do, and I feel bad because a lot of the people that they have, which they did report saying that most of their development team are juniors. Like, mass majority of their team are juniors. Unfortunately, I would say you gotta move them to, I don't want to say let them, like, lay them off or let them go. I would say move them to another studio or to another IP, have them work on that, and bring some vets into the Assassin's Creed and make changes. I would delay even March 20th, like October, and redo some of this and redo some of the stuff, especially the things that we have seen. It doesn't look like the game is ready. Hate to say it, but it seems like the game is just not ready at all. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Ubisoft. Do you think that they mismanaged their money? Do you guys think that they will be able to somehow make a comeback with Assassin's Creed Shadows? I'll give it a shot. I mean, I'll try to play the game and see what is up, but it just doesn't look, it just doesn't look appealing right now. Especially, like, this is like Assassin's Creed Shadows was like the most anticipated game for quite some time. Not because of Yasuke or anything. It's just because it was like, finally, we're getting Assassin's Creed in Japan. Like, that's what we wanted to see. Like, are we going to be a samurai? Are we going to be a ninja? And how are we going to be able to do these things? Like, it would be so cool. But then we get something like this, and it's just like, no. And there's just things that didn't add up, which, like I said, in another video, we'll be talking about. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this, about the story. I will make sure that you have the link for this article right here listed down below. And yeah, Self channel. See you guys later. Peace.